The founding of New York Dutch to English control in 1664. Hook, close your eyes for a second. Imagine 4 English warships sliding through the narrow snow Empire State Building. Nuva Zano Brigi, just windmills, a couple of barns, and a whole lot of mud. Peter Stuyvesant Pegleg, bristling mustache, pipe glowing storms, the ramparts ready for a fight that never comes. 2 days later, the most valuable piece of real estate on earth changes hands without a single cannon shot. How did New Amsterdam turn into New York with nothing more dramatic than awkward small talk and a stack of paperwork? That's the story we're chasing today. Intro. Welcome to the quiet takeover that created America's loudest city. We all grew up thinking New York was born loud skyscrapers, yellow cabs, hot dog carts. But the first words shouted on Times Square weren't in English, they were Dutch. The first stock market wasn't a marble temple. It was a wobbly plank over a canal where guys swapped beaver pelts for guilders and tried not to fall in. Today we're rewinding to when the Dutch still owned the place, watching why they handed it over without bloodshed, and tracing the fingerprints they left all over the city we know. Section 1. The Dutch Jewel on Manhattan. Jump back to 1624. The Dutch West India Company lands 30 tired families on tiny Notten Eiland Governor's Island today, then basically says, good luck. Somehow they pull it off. 40 years later, the place is bursting. Gabled houses, canals you could smell before you saw them, and taverns where Swedish sailors argued with Portuguese Jews over dice games. 18 languages bounced off the walls every night. Peter Stuyvesant, the world's grumpiest governor, stomps around with a wooden leg and an iron will. Under him the town grows 1,500, 2,000 souls-free Africans, Walloon Protestants, Sephardic Jews, all crammed inside a wall that keeps the English out and the cows in. Those crooked lanes below today's financial district. They're the old Amsterdam alleys, just paved over. The canal that's now Broad Street once reeked of beer and fish, and the wooden wall they built to keep out raids. We call it Wall Street these days. Section 2. The English Either Prize. While Stuyvesant is busy finding people for missing church, King Charles II in London is handing out birthday presents. In March 1664 he gives the whole territory from the Delaware to the Connecticut to his little brother James, Duke of York. It's like gifting someone a country and forgetting to mention the tenants. Charles has seen Dutch ships haul away fortunes in beaver pelts, and he wants the cash register back. Cue Colonel Richard Nichols 4 neat warships, 450 redcoats, and orders that read like the politest stick-up ever. Sail in, ask nicely, avoid shooting, rename everything. Easy, right? Section 3. Tension on the battery. August 27, 1664, the fleet drops anchor in the upper bay, sails billow, cannons peek out like curious metal beasts. Stuyvesant races along the battery, shouting for powder, for men. For God's sake, someone lock the gates. Problem, nobody's buying it. Merchants tack up handbills paraphrasing. We're outgunned, 10-1, one broadside, and our warehouses and our beer go up in smoke. The women step in. Catalina Tricot, Anya Jans, and a posse of Dutch wives corner the council. We'd rather pay English taxes than rebuild our houses, they say. Smart money wins. Delegations from Long Island ride in waving the articles of capitulation like ceasefire coupons. The city that never sleeps decides to sleep on it without a fight. Section 4. The Articles of Capitulation. September 6th. Stuyvesant signs the papers he's been cursing for a week. The deal is shockingly decent. Keep your churches, keep your property, keep your weird Dutch inheritance laws. Dutch preachers keep ringing the bells. Dutch widows keep their businesses. The taverns stay open Sundays, though the English try and fail to shut them early. Nichols steps onto the pier, lifts his hat, and in fluent French and Dutch toasts the crowd. Next morning the orange-white-blue tricolor flutters down. The Red Cross of St. George snaps up the pole. New Amsterdam is now New York. Stuyvesant watches, muttering, then boards the Prince Maurice bound for Holland, clutching a crate of tulip bulbs that will still bloom in Amsterdam decades after he's gone. Section 5. Life under the lion and the leopard. So what changed for the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker? Not much. Breedweg becomes Broadway, but everyone still pronounces it funny. Dutch courts keep hearing Dutch lawsuits. Dutch kids still learn the catechism in Dutch. The real shift is invisible. Taxes now sail to London, not Amsterdam. English common law creeps in slowly, especially when Dutch widows want to remarry without losing the farm. Nichols, now governor, tours the colony and realizes the Dutch are great at buying land from Native Americans, wampum, shared meals, bilingual deeds, so he keeps the playbook, the city's first synagogue, Sheerith, Israel, founded by Portuguese Jews in 1654, keeps its doors open in Hebrew and Portuguese. Quakers, Catholics, and anyone Puritan Boston just booted finds a home here. The Dutch tolerance gene becomes New York's default setting. Section 6. The brief Dutch reunion history loves a sequel. In 1673, the Third Anglo-Dutch War pops off, and a Dutch fleet sails back in. For 15 glorious months, the city is New Orange again. Tavern signs flip, the anthem Wilhelmus is hummed in the streets, and kids get new Dutch history lessons. Then the 1674 Treaty of Westminster yanks the colony back to England for good. New York it stays, and the Dutch shrug, roll up their sleeves, and get back to trading. Section 7. Echoes in the modern city flash forward 350 years. The Dutch ghosts are everywhere. The street grid south of Wall Street still kinks and twists where the old canals ran. Cookie Stoop, Yankee from Jankies, all Dutch souvenirs. Wall Street's Bronze Bull, a distant cousin of the cattle that grazed the company's pasture. But the bigger echo is cultural. The Dutch saw the city as a bazaar of cultures, not a fortress of purity, and that idea stuck. Ride the 7 train and you'll hear Mandarin, Spanish, Bengali, and English in one car. The modern remix of 1664's Harbor Babel, cutting real estate deals over coffee. Still the city's unofficial sport. Conclusion. So next time someone claims New York was born under the English flag, set the record straight. It was born when the Dutch lowered theirs without firing a shot. A place that valued profit over purity, negotiation over war, and a decent beer over a dull sermon became the blueprint for every wave of newcomers since the deal inked under the noses of 4 warships. Wasn't he? A surrender eat was the first successful merger in American history, and it's the reason the city you love still hums with a little Dutch DNA. CTA. If that peaceful handoff surprised you, stick around. This channel is full of history's quiet deals that built loud futures. Subscribe, hit the bell, and drop the Dutch word you use most in the comments. Mine's still cookie. Share this with anyone who swears borders are only drawn by battles.